freeways, and before it was all overrun by outside commerce, you know, no chain stores and nothing like that there. So you can imagine this guy going to work in the nightclub at night, and he sings this trio music, very romantic, beautiful love songs, but he's a guy, you know, disabled, very disabled. So he doesn't participate. It's like little Jimmy Scott. He doesn't participate in the love aspect of these songs. He's not courting women at all. He's just like channeling this, and people come into the little joint. It was called La Bamba. You can see it in Kiss Me Deadly. The guy makes a U-turn right in front of it there. What's his name? Oh hell, what's the actor's name? Ralph Meeker makes a U-turn right in front of La Bamba, sitting right there. So it's a real place. So he goes in there, and but during the day, he has nothing to do. He didn't have friends particularly, so he goes to the movies. He sits in the back. It's sloping up. He's little, so he has to see over the head, so he can't sit down in the theater. So they're going to have the new Margot Lopez films, big thing. When these new films from Mexico City would come for the Hispanic community, it would be a huge event, and everybody would go. So he's in there, and all the seats are taken. Then suddenly there's a wave of anxiety comes to the theater, and whispering and breath drawn in. Who is it? Why is this? He looks around, and there's this great big guy in the doorway. It's the film critic for La Opinion that's standing there for the most hated man in East LA. Because he's a cruel man. He's a bad man. And all the film fans hate him because he writes bad things about the actors and the actresses. He picks on Margot Lopez in particular. And they despise this guy. What's he doing here? Oh, this is unacceptable. It's horrible. And he sits right in front of our character, right smack in front. He's tall and you can't see the screen. And he sits there listening to the dialogue, saying, I'm going to have to piece together what's happening now. Just by luck, it's radio drama. He can't see the film, but he can't move. There's no other seats. And then something happens to the critic. Suddenly there's blood. The house lights go on. He smells blood. He knows the smell because he used to pluck chickens for his uncle. He knows that blood smell, and the guy topples down, dead onto the floor. Ha! It's good. But then there's the police have to become involved, and the inspector comes around, this Hispanic, because of course, you know, white policemen, they can't speak Spanish, they won't know the signs, they can't read the faces, and so forth. So this relationship, he's questioning our guy, our little player, and did you see anybody? Did you witness anything? You know, and he doesn't tell what he knows. That this Filipino came and sat next to this guy and then left, and ended up with that bone-handled fillet knife sticking out of his neck. So then the whole story goes from there to tell you who this Filipino really is and why he killed this guy. And the requinto player, who never takes sides, he makes a big thing out of, I don't take sides. If there's a fight on the dance floor, I say, ladies and gentlemen, senores, senoritas, you know, it's a great pleasure to announce that Agustin Lara is in the audience. And, then they stop fighting. But this time he takes sides. He doesn't reveal to the police, the guy, the cop, that this Filipino came and went. So then we have to find out who the Filipino is. Of course, it turns out to be an important guy. We all know who Carlos Bulasan, right? Well, he was a labor leader, the Filipino labor leader. We all know that. They should really reissue his autobiography, incredible book of Los Angeles, unbelievably great. So Carlos Bulasan makes an appearance there.
Now,
and so forth.
a lot of these stories like this, I'm going to leave that